What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Willie Does Wrestling back at it again with a brand new video. And I know I look like I'm in the middle of a fucking Microsoft Teams meeting, but I figured I'd come on here with the free time that I have and talk to you guys about the video that I made on the Young Bucks and the whole AEW situation and everything in between. That video actually became one of, if not the quickest rising videos on my channel. So I do thank all of you for taking time out of your day to watch that video, whether you loved it or whether you hated it. However, I feel like in the past few videos that I've made on AEW, a lot of people really have the assumption that I hate AEW. I'm a CM Punk fanboy and all that jazz. And it's just like, just because I disagree with a few things that AEW does, it doesn't mean that I hate AEW. There are a lot of things that I enjoy about AEW. I love the talent. They have the most stacked fucking roster in wrestling ever, in my opinion. I know WCW existed. The in-ring work is amazing. I love Excalibur and his amazing commentary. And, just how quickly this company has grown. And it's only 5 years old, but it feels like it's been at least 10, 20. You know what I mean? So there are definitely things that I enjoy about AEW, but I feel like a lot of people feel like just because I criticize AEW way more than I criticize about WWE, or I talk about WWE in a more positive light more than I talk about AEW in a more positive light, then that just leads people to believe that I'm one way and not the other, or that I'm not neutral, or I'm not playing both sides. I just feel like in recent memory, at least the past 2 years, AEW really just can't stop getting itself in controversy and has a lot of room for improvement. And that's why I'm going to be making this video here today and talk about things that AEW needs to do to improve. First off, it's the most obvious, the backstage situations. There needs to be a lot more backstage control. Sure, in the past year, ever since All In, there's been a lot less of that, been a lot less of the altercations. It seems like the firing of CM Punk has really raised up the backstage morale and has led to a lot less people feeling like they can get away with just about everything. And to that I say, good job, Tony Khan. I mean, you did a pretty good job. Backstage control needs to get a little bit better. Disciplinary. I can't fucking talk. The committee, the big bad people committee, uh, really needs to put their foot down a lot more to prevent situations like this happening in the future. And so far, so good. I don't know if you checked out my video on the empty arena thing that everyone likes to criticize AEW for. I feel like I said in that video that AEW really needs to focus on the smaller arenas, not the ones that could fit 15 to 20,000 people, but the ones that, aren't really that relatively known. Not only would it be good for the venue and their business and giving them a lot of money, but it would also help fill more seats and give AEW more of that sold out feeling because, I mean, their arenas aren't filling out. And that's not saying that's a bad thing. It's just not a lot of people want to go to an AEW show, and that's just the unfortunate reality. And sure, everyone likes to criticize the ratings and everything like that, but then again, Collision shouldn't be on a Saturday. And I know everyone's going to be a little bit pissed off about that, but I feel like Collision needs to be on a Thursday. And I know Ring of Honor's on a Thursday. So whether or not that means move Ring of Honor to Tuesday and bring Collision on a Thursday, or vice versa, you have Collision on a Tuesday, maybe before or after NXT. You could have Collision be at 9 or 10. Sure, will people stay up till midnight to watch Collision? I mean, surely there could be a few people, right? I mean, they did a collision this past week on at almost midnight, and it got over 400,000 people. I mean, AEW has one of the most passionate fan bases in the entire fucking face of the planet. They're going to enjoy whatever you're going to do. And, the obvious, I mean, Tony Khan really needs to improve in his sort of the way he runs things. He needs to get off Twitter a hell of a lot less. And, I just feel like Tony Khan really needs to start acting a lot more professional. Is he a good businessman? Yes. Has he signed a lot of free agents? Yes. Will Ospreay, Kazuchika Okada, and Mercedes Moné are 3 amazing signings. And I'm not taking anything away from either of them. They are all talented, and they are all stars. Tony Khan is a great businessman. But I feel like since he's been a long-time wrestling fan, I feel like more of the wrestling fan in him comes out more than the boss Tony Khan does. And he wants to be better than everybody, and so does everybody. I mean, Eric Bischoff had the exact same mentality. Paul Heyman had the exact same mentality, where it's like, we're going to show WWE, and we're going to prove to everyone why we are the best wrestling company out there. Not taking anything away from that. However, I feel like Tony Khan needs to focus less on the competition and focus more on his product and focus more on his stars. AEW has improved on a lot of things. More specifically with the whole, who the fuck is this guy? Because with the Atlantis Jr. match where he had against Chris Jericho, another thing that I got massively called out on, they did a great job in showing footage of Atlantis' father's history with Chris Jericho and giving us a backstory, and that AEW is now allowing these guys to wrestle. And Chris Jericho is going to wrestle the next generation of Atlantis. And I feel like AEW needs to do more of that. If you're going to bring all these international talents, and especially with the CMLL deal and the possibility of a Forbidden Door, I mean, they're not going to be at that one stadium, so heaven knows if they're going to do another Forbidden Door. That's completely great. And, I feel like they need to focus more on actual rivalries and storylines. And there's nothing wrong with building your rivalries around who's the better wrestler, more specifically, Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson. And when AEW really wants to build rivalries, they do a good job. CM Punk and MJF is a good example. Hangman Page and his whole rise to the AEW World Championship sort of thing was absolutely great. Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. All that. I feel like AEW should focus more on the actual storylines and why we need to see these people having a match. Because sure, it's a dream match for everybody, more specifically the AEW fans, and Dave Meltzer giving it 6.25 stars or whatever. But I feel like Tony Khan really needs to focus more on the casual audience and tell everyone why these people are going against each other. And if you're going to bring someone from, say, CMLL, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact, or TNA, even though they don't have a partnership with them anymore, give us something. Give us something to care about it. But, I felt like those were only a couple of things. I might have missed a few on everything. But yeah, I felt like with my video talking about the Young Bucks and the possibility of them airing the CM Punk footage, I feel like a lot of people really misinterpreted my standing on AEW. And it's like, you could ask any of my collaborators, you can ask any one of my fellow podcasters. I don't hate AEW. I hate the way Tony Khan is presenting AEW and presenting everything, and is focusing more on controversy instead of its massive roster. And I feel like that's what everyone gets it wrong. I criticize one more than the other, and that just means I'm a WWE stan for life. Now listen, I've been a WWE stan since I was 13, 14 years old. but I've been there for AEW since day fucking one. And do I hate AEW? Hell to the nah, man. AEW is an amazing company. It's only 5 years old, and it's the second biggest wrestling promotion in the world. They had an amazing event with All In, whether or not it's 80,000, 70,000, 60,000 people. I don't care. But yeah, no, I don't hate AEW. I just think it has a lot of room for improvement. And, you know, I don't blame any of the people who assumed that I'm an AEW hater. I mean, I did, you know, say a lot of very bad shit about AEW in the past, and I acknowledge that. And I admire everybody's passion. I admire everybody's criticism of the way that I presented myself in the AEW rants. I mean, I have a whole playlist if you want to check out all the AEW rants that I've put out. So, yeah, no, I mean, those are just a couple of things that I feel like AEW really needs to improve on. Again, I think I might have missed one or two. Everyone can leave their thoughts in the comments as well. But no, I enjoy AEW. I just think there's a lot of room for improvement. So that's basically it. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to have to do it for me here today. If you enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn post notifications on so you never miss an upload. Thank you guys so much for 1.5 thousand subscribers. It means the absolute world to me. And until next time, this has been your boy Willie Does Wrestling. I'll see you in the next video. Be good people, and peace.